Oh, it is our very first Intergenerational Day celebration, and we are here to talk about tea. So I'm really excited to have all the guests here today. I'd like to start with welcoming Michelle Elkhorn and her mother, Helen, who is here, who is going to talk about tea. And I know Helen has a very special pot she's going to talk about, and they're here from Atlantic Cooks. So we're really excited to have them. I know that they have been part of our Nutrition Month as well, and we had a blast recording a live cooking session with pizza. But today we're here talking about tea and maybe some biscuits and thinking about what tea is and where it comes from and learning about the culture. So before we start, I just want to let everybody know, especially the students. Can I see the students wave? Oh, you're so lovely. Wonderful to see you. There's so many beautiful classes out there. And also, can I see the seniors wave that are here? The seniors. Ha ha, I love it. Awesome. So, June 1st is a very special day. On June 1st of each year, people of all ages across Canada come together to celebrate Intergenerational Day. This day promotes the knowledge and cultural exchange between different generations, as well as fosters healthy relationships among seniors and young people in the community. There are many ways to celebrate Intergenerational Day, small gestures like asking about a senior's day, or bigger events like a provincial tea party. So here we are, and I'm going to hand it right over to Crystal.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm super excited. So I'm just going to do a really quick land acknowledgement for us. I'd like to respectfully acknowledge that we're gathering virtually today across the traditional, unsurrendered, unceded lands of the Wabanaki peoples, which includes the Mi'kmaq, the Passamaquoddy, Abenaki, Penobscot, and Wolastoqey people, the original custodians of the land. So if you'd like to talk in the chat box with your class about how you and your classroom are going to be good stewards and responsible for the land we live on, you can go ahead and do that. So thank you again, and I'm going to pass it off to Michelle and Helen to start us off.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our kitchen. My name is Michelle Alcorn, and this is my amazing mom, Helen Alcorn. Hi. And we host a weekly cooking show, Atlantic Canada Cooks, every Sunday. It's been 147 weeks. And one of our favorite things as multiple generations ourselves is to spend time with each other every week, talking about food and often celebrating the recipes and the things that I grew up with. And I know mom's going to hold up. She's got her cookbook. How long have you had this? 40 years or more. Cecile knows it, right? And those recipes, and I'm so happy. Well, I'll make sure that cookbook stays with me. And as Deneen said, it's about intergenerational. It's about celebrating culture. It's about celebrating our heritage. And I am so excited about the tea that we're having today. We're both big tea drinkers. We very much enjoy it. And the tea that we're having today is from an incredible company, Voda Retreats, out of Nova Scotia. And we're going to hear from Rebecca in a few minutes. And speaking about intergenerational, Rebecca would be my second cousin. So we're really excited to be able to have that. Her family is originally from amazing New Brunswick. But we've got some of this tea perking here, and I'm going to pick up this teapot. I'm going to pour us a cup of tea, but I'd like to invite my mom to maybe tell us a little bit about this beautiful China teapot and what that means to you.
All this good china belonged to my mother, and I have 12 dinner plates and 14 teacups and saucers and a whole lot of different accessory pieces, even a pedestal plate and my beautiful teapot. And I do use it. I have cards every 6 weeks. A bunch of us girls get together and I dig out my good china and we use it. So it's not just tucked away and hidden. So we use it. They say, oh, there comes a good tea set. So we all enjoy it. And I've had it now since my mother passed away 25 years ago. And I had started a few of my own pieces, the same stuff, but altogether I have a lot of good china.
And where's that china probably going to be go?
It's going to my granddaughter.
So we have one, of course, and that is one of those beautiful generation things to do, not just the warmth of the tea that we're enjoying and what that means, but the history and the pieces that have come with it. So I'm going to hold our tea up so you can see a little bit. This is what the loose tea would look like. And we have that wonderfully done in these individually wrapped tea bags for us. But I'm going to pick up, this is our beautiful New Brunswick tartan. Thank you, Cheryl Taylor. But this is a little hot, so I'm going to use it. And this is a beautiful tea decanter. So you see, we have used our loose tea, and you can see the beautiful color of that really light in the way, in those herbs and all the different flowers and things that are in there. And let's have a taste. So we're going to have a little taste of our tea.
Oh my, that's delicious.
Wow.
Wow.
And the thing I love about it is this tea is called resilience. So it's about relaxing, it's about enjoying yourself. And in a few minutes, I'm going to invite Rebecca to tell us a little bit about tea from Voda Retreats. We have a few other guests that we're really excited that we're going to be enjoying, and you're going to meet Cecile Casista from our Seniors Coalition. We have an amazing guest, Shan, who is a professional tea judge from China. She's also a student at Atlantic Canada Language Academy. So if the students from Atlantic Canada Language Academy are online, we'll get them to raise their hands as well. So not only do we have generations, we have multicultural here. And tea parties are a big deal. We have a lot of heritage that comes from UK and lots of tea parties. So these are beautiful biscuits we've got from a local biscuit maker here. So Mom and I are going to enjoy these. We'll come back, but I think we're going to put a little maple butter.
Sounds good.
On our biscuits. And one of the other things that we have here to sweeten our tea is a few choices. That's some local maple sugar and some raw honey. But you know, we're going to have Heather Fraser from Exploring Nature's Beauty. She's going to tell us a little bit more about foraging and natural ingredients. So cheers to making sure you get a cup of tea with a friend and share some stories and ask about their china pattern. I'm sure there's a great story there to be had. Rebecca, would you like to step in and share a little bit more about the beautiful tea that you're making from Voda Retreats?
Certainly. First off, I need to say hi, Helen. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, Rebecca.
I do remember lots of summers spent in New Brunswick, in Alma, and definitely a place that I would have enjoyed tea with my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandfather when I was little. So I did enjoy tea from a very early age, and my daughter does enjoy it a lot from both sides. Everybody in my family, we are tea drinkers, not coffee drinkers. And then her father's side is Iranian, and tea is a huge part of their culture. So she has been drinking tea with crystallized honey, and they use it as a stir stick, which is her favorite way to have it. So I took kind of those two cultures and put them together when creating our resilience tea. We used to run a bed and breakfast in Bedford here in Nova Scotia, and I love to offer tea to my guests. But when I did actually get to visit Iran, I got to bring home some really amazing herbs and flowers with me to use in the tea. And so we mixed together rose because it's full of vitamin C. We use borage flower, which is actually but grown widely used in the Middle East, and that has anti-inflammatory properties. And we mix together some cinnamon, and I like that because no matter how long you brew your tea for, it's just going to get sweeter and sweeter because of all things, cinnamon is very, very sweet. And then we mix together some chamomile and lavender right here from Nova Scotia for calming properties. So I love to suggest this tea for people to use when they want to find calm and rest, but it's not going to make them sleepy, which is great. But for me, I love tea because it has lots of great superpowers. It can make us feel cozy, comfortable, and connected. And at voter retreats, we talk a lot about the word hygge, which I'm not sure if you've ever heard that word before, or if any of you guys have heard that word before. It's a funny word, hygge, Hygge. It actually comes from Denmark, and it means a couple of things. It means to be cozy. So me and my daughter, our favorite thing in the morning in winter is to wake up. We wake up nice and early, get our cozy house coats or our sweaters on, make some tea, add some honey, and feel all cozy. And we love to sit in our big comfy armchairs. And I bet you everybody out there, from the seniors to the kids in the classroom, you guys all have your favorite little cozy area at home or in your room. My daughter likes to put all her stuffed animals together and make a little cozy corner in her bed where she like cuddles into. I like my armchair. And then we like to take our tea and drink it together on a nice, brisk, cold morning. And when we're camping, we do it too, to wake up.
So Rebecca, I love the stories of how tea transcends from countries, and you've blended it with Atlantic Canada. So in continuing that journey, we've got the amazing Heather Fraser. Heather, hopefully there she is. She is hanging out at Riverview Middle School. I must say, I'm an ex-Riverview Middle School. Yay! So some cheer there. Love all of that. And Heather's going to take and talk a little bit more about what Rebecca talked about in foraging and some of the things that you may not know are available right here in the beautiful province of New Brunswick. So Heather, please share what's going on with the Riverview Middle School students and what deliciousness you're having.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So yes, my name's Heather Fraser, and I run a company called Explore Nature's Bounty. And what we're doing today is we're involving the students in looking at mint, this is wild mint that has been brought to the classroom, if everybody can see. I'm sure you can smell it. The people that are in the class, I'm sure, can smell, because mint, and I can pass it around, it definitely has an aromatic flavor, not only in the smell, but in the taste. And I've actually made some mint tea, so we're actually going to try some when we actually do our toast, which will be exciting. But we're really here to celebrate one of my favorites, which is mint. And I will talk just a little bit about foraging, that just the same as when Crystal started the morning, I always do a land acknowledgement when I go into the forest or when I go into a trail and I'm going to maybe be looking for something. I always ask for permission to be able to use or pick that product. And you always only pick what you can use yourself and what you need. It's not about picking more. So it really is respecting the land, respecting where everything grows. And just so you may or may not know, mint is actually a perennial plant. So that means that it will grow every year. So it'll grow. And right now, when you look at it, you see that it's really just a stem with leaves, which is what you use to make your tea. You can either use fresh leaves, which is what our tea is going to be today that we're going to taste, or you can dry the leaves and you can have tea later. But there's also a flower that will grow on the top of the mint plant, and that also can be dried or used as fresh to make a tea. So many people like myself that love the outdoors and love to forage and pick what Mother Nature grows naturally. It's not about buying something off the shelf. It's about being able to make something yourself. And what I would say to you, if you don't know about mint, everybody brushes their teeth in the morning. So toothpaste has a mint, whether it's a spearmint maybe or a peppermint flavor. There's other products, gum. I'm sure when you chew gum, you have a spearmint taste that comes from the oil in mint. So there's many things that you might not realize that comes from the mint. It's also really good medicine-wise. I have lots of books. I won't show them all, but I'll just show that, there's a lot of plants in your backyard that has medicinal purposes. And mint is really good for settling your tummy, like Rebecca talked about, making you feel good. What you'll see when we try it is that it's warm to try, but it also has a cooling effect. So it kind of does both. It warms your belly when you drink it and it cools you at the same time. Now, the flowers that are on this plant, my bees love. I'm also a beekeeper. I have beehives. So having these in around the bee yard is good. I will say, and Michelle will contest to this, that they are sort of invasive. Once you have them, they'll take off. So it's nice to put them in a planter, keep them in a pot, and be able to use them. I'm just going to show you a couple things before we move to the next person, but because I use products that come from the forest, this is something that I can look right out your window and see now, and you probably look at it and say, oh, what's a dandelion? Well, this is dandelion jelly. Okay, and dandelion jelly is beautiful, and it actually tastes like honey, which is probably why my honeybees love getting to the dandelions at the very first of the season. And it's the flower at the top that makes the dandelion jelly. And then my next one that I make, which is a little darker in color, but still golden, is from red clover. So, you know, when you get your clovers that everybody sees and you usually mow off, that nice little top on the red clover. And I'm showing you these because I envy that Michelle has biscuits, because how cool would it be to have a warm biscuit and try a little bit of the jelly. And this is my next one. It's made from rose hips. So this is rose hip jelly, which is just divine. So that's just to show you that there's many things that are in our forest and our trails and so on that we can use for our own personal health and wellness. And that's really what we're all about. So we're excited here to share in your Intergenerational Day, and we'll get ready for cheering with our cups when we get back. But just wanted to share a little bit about native mint and how we can use different products that come from our forest for our own health and wellness. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. And to the class, enjoy the extra tasting treats in that extra experiential piece, which of course, Crystal, and a huge thank you, because Crystal is our experiential learning coordinator, Anglophone West, and you know, she looks for these ways to get us all involved. So I'm so excited now let's talk about China. Growing up, we always hear so much about how special tea is from China, and we know that it is. I've had the great privilege of having some of those amazing tea from that country. And I am so proud of one of our Atlantic Canada Language Academy students, Shan. She lives near Keji. So we know that for our national parks that we all love. But what many people don't know about Shan is prior to her immigrating to Canada a few years ago, Shan was a professional tea judge in China. So we're excited. She's prepared to talk to us a little bit about what to look for in teas and how those are judged. So thank you, Shan. We're going to let you hit unmute and share your tea.
Make sure you hit unmute, Shan. Your microphone's muted.
Hi everyone, my name is Shan Xu. My family has been in the tea business for over 30 years. In China, I'm a certified tea expert. It's my honor to be here to talk about Chinese tea. Did you know that water is the only drink more popular than tea? Tea was first discovered in China over 5,000 years ago, but it's for the 1,500 years ago during the Tang Dynasty and the Song Dynasty. China is the birthplace of 6 types of tea: a green, white, yellow, oolong, black, and pearl tea. Each type has its own unique and feature and flavor. A green tea, for instance, is known for its fresh and grass taste, while the black tea boasts a bold and robust profile. Oolong teas are beautiful between the two, offering a delicate balance of flavor. Today, I will show you some typical tea I brought from China and share with you a few tips for judging quality of tea. And now I'm showing you a kind of green tea in China, and it's called a Miller tea, which is produced in my hometown, Fenghua. When you choose green tea, you will first check whether its color is correct, because the process of making green tea is not fermented. If the color is red or black, it is not considered a good quality. Now let's take a look at the appearance of the tea after brewing. If the leaves are intact, the tea aroma is normal, and the tea soup is clean and bright, it means that tea is not bad. Here it's the tea I believe everyone is familiar with, that is black tea, because many people drink a cup in the morning to start a new day, and to judge the quality of a black tea, which is roughly the same as green tea. You will also be seeing from leaves and taste and tea soup. Because black tea is fully fermented, the dry leaves need to look red and black. Yeah. So consistent color, the free of broken leaves and the debris. Let's take a look at the black tea after brewing. The color is red and transparent. And smell the tea to see it is strong and pure. And the last two teas I will show you are aged teas. They are old, a white tea cake, and pour tea breaks. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, they are compressed, so they can be stored in the dry and the cool place. Unlike other type of tea, the longer the age, the stronger the tea aroma becomes. As we reach the end for this speech on the world of Chinese tea, I hope that I have your interest deep into the art and the culture of tea. Thanks, Michelle, for inviting me to this tea party. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have spoken before such a wonderful audience. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, Shan. Those compressed teas at the end, those are so interesting.
Yeah,
I'll look forward to
yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. It's wonderful because many of us don't necessarily will drink that black tea or we'll have that tea. We don't always know exactly where it came from. So that's amazing, Shan. And I know all of our students at Atlantic Canada Language Academy are very much enjoying that you participated. Cecile Casista, our awesome senior leader and beautiful spirit. Thank you so much for all the work that you continue to do in bringing awareness to getting youth and seniors and generations together. What words would you like to share with New Brunswick and the world today, Cecile?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this program. I really want to take us back a little bit about when we held a conference a few years ago, and the conference was about seniors and youth working together and sharing our experiences. We took a look back 50 years ago, and then we looked at what the youth were actually wanting to do. And it was a wonderful conference and overwhelming. We actually had a very small room at Lakeview Tower, but we packed it with over 100 people. We had workshops. We need to get back to that. That's extremely important. But last night I had an opportunity to attend the Turnaround Achievement Awards. And, you know, it was very touching to see the students actually who some days, you know, in days face challenges, but basically, you know, took a look and actually at their where they were going and how they really wanted to move forward in society. And I can tell you those 32 students touch every bone in my body and how they basically have stepped forward. And I think we really need to promote our students a lot more. We tend to look at one day, but I think we need to look more. So that was something that I'm very passionate about, tying the two groups together because we can learn from one another. And I think that the part of the age-friendly survey that we're doing in the town of Riverview, that is something that we're going to learn. How do we reconnect with our youth, because they are our future. So we need to make sure that we continue doing that. We tend to overlook some of these moments, and I don't think that's where we want to go. And I just wanted to, for the people who don't know who I am, my name is Cecile Casista. I'm a seniors advocate. I advocate for policy change, not just for seniors, for everybody. So I think, and to make lives much better in the province of New Brunswick. Thank you very much, Michelle, for inviting me.
And thank you for joining us, Cecile. And I'd like now for everyone to have their cameras on, if you can turn them on. And we'd like to share a toast to Intergenerational Day today, June 1st, and every day of the year, because it is so important. So we'll give everybody a minute to turn their cameras on and get their cups ready.
Mom and I have to refill our cups. We've been enjoying that cup of tea. So we're going to add a little bit more. And to the Center of Excellence, New Brunswick, I still have my t-shirt on from our Hanwell Park Academy group. I know Crystal's going to call out some of the groups that have taken the time to join us. But, you know, for June 1st, intergenerational, a challenge. Cecile and I were talking about this. We hope that all of the youth in the next few weeks invite someone for a cup of tea, go for an adventure, take an opportunity to ask maybe your neighbor or your grandmother to share their china pattern or some stories, or get a wonderful biscuit. Like we said, Heather, we have I put so much maple butter on it, my mom was laughing. Would it be really great with some of the jelly as well? So over to you, Crystal. Thank you so much for enjoying in our kitchen with my mom and I. And we just want to say a huge thank you to ask us to be involved. So Crystal, back over to you.
All right. A toast to Intergenerational Day 2023.
Cheers.
Cheers. And Heather and her middle school group, also many of them brought in some of their teacups from home.
I see that.
So I don't know if any of those students want to walk up to their camera and take 1 second as we say toast to everybody and show any of their cups they can. But I thought that was a beautiful addition that some of them brought their teacups from home.
Thanks,
100%.
Rebecca, for the lovely tea.
Yes, and
you
thank
so
you to our
much,
guests.
everybody. I just want to say thank you from the Center of Excellence for Health. Especially thank you to Michelle and Helen and all of their friends that they brought. I met so many beautiful people. Thank you to the students. I'd love to see you guys wave again. Don't spill your tea. Don't spill your tea. And just to let you know, teachers, we will be posting this video so that everybody in New Brunswick can actually have a cheers on June 1st. So this is not the end of Intergenerational Day. Please, like Michelle said, take some time to reach out to senior in your neighborhood, or senior reach out to somebody at one of your schools, or maybe somebody that you know in the community, and have a delicious conversation over tea and maybe a biscuit. So thank you so much. This has been absolutely wonderful. Have a beautiful day from the Center of Excellence for Health and Atlantic Cooks.
Wave for all of our seniors out there. One last wave from you guys. Everybody up. Yay. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.